Hello, everyone. I think that we will wait some more, maybe 2 or 3 minutes for everyone to join us. Uh, so yeah, let's wait just a little bit.
How are you girls doing? Has spring started in Poland?
No, not yet.
You still having snow or is it just not sunny yet?
Not
Not.
sunny yet, but we had like demo presentation of spring 1 week ago. But now it's still like winter, but without the snow. My dogs didn't even wanted to go out today's morning because it was too much rain for them. So I basically had to beg them to leave the house, and I was like, "Come on, please, guys, you have to go out because I don't want to clean after you all the time." So yeah.
Do you, Marta, have any dogs or cats or something that you wanted to kick
No,
out?
no, I don't have this privilege. No, I would like to have a dog, but no, I can't because I travel pretty a lot, so I don't want to leave my dog with my parents, or like I would treat my dog like my son or my daughter. So I don't want to leave my child unattended.
Of course,
Yeah.
but you always can take them with you. I do that. I do that really often.
Yes, but so your dogs, your animals are big or small?
No,
Small.
small, small.
Small. Okay. Okay. So that's easier. Yeah.
I can put them in the small container,
Oh,
and
okay.
basically that's it. And the truth is that she loves to travel. Like she loves to travel because she knows that she's with us then. But sometimes she's got this drive sickness. But
Ah,
anyway, she still loves to travel. And when I put the container for my dog, she always gets in and refuses to go out before we take her with us.
okay. So you have two or one?
I have one my own, but
Okay.
now I also take care of the dog of my friend for 3 months. So
Oh, okay.
now I have two dogs. Yeah,
Okay.
mm,
Two
two
children.
exactly two animal
Okay.
children. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so girls, I think we're ready to start. The world is
Okay.
your oyster and enjoy.
Okay, great. So I think that now we can start. We wanted to welcome you all in our presentation. The title is How to Playwright with the Playwright. And I think that now we will show you the agenda. So the first thing is that we wanted to tell you some short information about us. Then again, we will discuss the topic how to playwright with a playwright. And then Marta will show you how to install Playwright. And then we will show you how to use it. And then there will be a time for answer the question why is the best tool for front-end testing, of course, in our opinion. And then it will be the time for your questions. So yeah, so I think that we can tell you something about the speakers. So basically us. My name is Maya. I work in Spyrosoft since the end of 2022. I love to travel. I think that I can be the face of the policy of Spyrosoft, working from anywhere, because I really like working from anywhere. I'm in love with backend testing, but I also like front-end testing sometimes. So now I will want to show you this amazing tool that we'll be talking about soon. Marta?
Okay, hello. So my name is Marta. I am a QA in Spyrosoft company since 2020, and I have over 7 years of experience in testing different kind of mobile, web, and desktop applications. So that was about us. So now, before we start, so just a few words about Playwright. So Playwright is a tool that enables creating end-to-end testing for web applications. It is supported by languages like JavaScript, TypeScript, C#, Java, and Python. Tests can be run on browsers like browsers from Chromium family, so Chrome, Opera, and Edge. Also Firefox and WebKit. WebKit is an engine browser developed by Apple and used in Safari. Playwright also contains some nice feature which is called the Trace Viewer. This is a tool that helps to explore recorded Playwright traces after the script has run. Also, it is open source, so totally free. It is also a pretty young tool because it was released in 2020, but became very popular because it's very light, very fast, and easy to set. So more details why Playwright is that awesome will be explained later. And now I think we can already jump into preparing everything that we need to start creating our test, to start working with Playwright. So Maya, could you please switch? Okay, so this is our plan, right? So first thing that we need is Visual Studio Code. So I will start sharing. Wait a second, entire screen. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so as I said, do you see my screen? Sorry.
Not yet. I will see. I still see mine.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, now I see Visual Studio Code.
Okay, so as I said, first thing that we need to start is Visual Studio Code. I have it already installed, but if you don't, so just go to, you can go to Google, type in Visual Studio Code, and the first link that is returned is our valid link. Also, always please remember just to install software that comes from verified source. This is very important. And here we can pick the version that will be proper for our machine. Okay, so the next thing that we need is Node.js. Node.js is an execution environment for JavaScript. So if you don't know if you have it already installed, so there is a very simple way to verify that. Just go to Visual Studio Code, open terminal, and you can type in command node -v, which means version. So if you will get version like I do have here, so that's great because you have it installed. If you will get some error message which says node is not recognized and so on, it means that you need to install it. So again, you can go to Google, type in Node.js. And this nodejs.org link is our valid link. So here, please use LTS version, which means long-term support. The installation is very simple. You can install it with default settings. But if it happens that if after installation you come back to your Visual Studio Code and you want to run this command about version once again to verify if installation was successful, and you will get error message anyway. So it means that you need to restart your Visual Studio Code, just close it, open again, and should be fine. Okay, so that's it. Now we can verify our web application that we're going to automate. This is pretty famous. I think maybe some of you already know that. It's called Source Demo. It is also very simple, nothing complicated, just to demonstrate how you can use it with Playwright, right? So here we have login, so we can log in, standard user, and password, secret sauce. And after logging in, we are landing on products page where we have some items to buy. So this is our web application. So now would be good to create some space on our machine to for our project, for our test. So for this, I'm going to go to File Explorer. And on my disk C, I'm going to create a new folder, which I'm going to call projects Playwright. And inside of this folder, I'm going to create another one for my project, for my test, and I'm going to call it Source Demo S. Okay, so this is our folder. This is our space for tests. So now we can get back to Visual Studio Code, and we need to open that folder. So we can do it from here, from here, or from File, Open Folder, and let me find it. Okay, so this is our project is open. So now we're going to fill our project with some structure, and we're going to do it automatically. So for this, I need to open terminal. And here I will use command npm, which means Node Package Manager. So this is responsible for any operations related to Node, like installing packages. Then init, which is responsible for creating new project. Then Playwright, @sign and latest, which will allow to get the latest version of Playwright and place it automatically in our project. Let's hit enter. Okay, do you want to use TypeScript or JavaScript? I want TypeScript. Where to put your end-to-end test folder will be fine. So for now, we are not going to use continuous integration, so can say false. And now we are going to install browser so we can easily perform tests using Playwright, right? So it will take some time because it must install packages. Okay, so it's done. Yeah, so on the left, we have some new folders, some new files. So let's take a look at them. So Node modules, it contains some packages installed, right? It contains already all necessary code to run automated tests. Then we have two folders with test examples. So this one, test examples, we can already remove because we don't need that. Okay. And this here, content of example spec file, we can also remove because we don't need that. And soon we are going to fill it with our tests. So git ignore, it contains all files that git should ignore. Package log.json, we have here all packages installed. Package.json, it contains details of our project like name, name, configuration. This is the main configuration file for our project. And Playwright config file. This is configuration file for Playwright. This is pretty long, but for now we can stay with default settings. Okay, so that was all right. So this was it was very fast. In general, it takes like 10 minutes, and we are already ready to generate our first code, to generate our first test. And for this, I'm going to use very nice command, which is called npx, so Node Package Executor, Playwright. Then code gen. And at the end, we need to provide address of the website we want to automate. Okay, so let me copy that. And right click to paste. Let's hit enter and see what happens. Okay, and we have errors. Yeah, because I have typo here. So let me quickly correct that. Okay, now should be fine. Okay, so we have two windows open, right? So this browser, it is in fact called Chromium. It was called by Playwright. This is some special edition of browser that allows working with Playwright. And it also behaves a bit different than normal browser because we can see that after hovering over elements, Playwright shows us selectors. And this second window, this Playwright Inspector, and it's responsible for recording our test, right? So let's record our test. Let's log in. Password secret. So okay, and here to be sure that we landed on proper page, I will click also on this products label. Right, so that's all. This is our test, so I can stop recording. So after recording is stopped, so we can see that after clicking on anything, nothing is displayed anymore here. I mean, nothing is recorded anymore here. After I hover over some element, also nothing is highlighted. This code gen option is can be very helpful. It's very handy when, for example, you don't have much time in your project, but you have to have your automated tests very fast. So you can use that. Or, for example, you are just at the beginning of your automation adventure, so you can use it to learn how to write the code, how to create tests. Okay, so let me copy that. And let's get back to Visual Studio Code. So our test, I'm going to paste here in the example spec file. So files with spec extensions, so are automatically recognized by Playwright as files with tests, right? So this is this is important to remember. And let's see what we have here. So at the top, we have some import related to Playwright package. Then we have some tests and some actions performed. We have some page object, and on this object, we perform some methods that allows interaction with our web application. So basically, we are going to source demo page. We are clicking on username field. We fill it with data. We click on password field, then we fill it with data. We click on login button, and then we click on products label, right? So, okay, I can close this windows. Yeah, so this is our test. Now it would be good to check to verify if it can be run automatically by Playwright. So for this, I'm going to use command npx, not package executor, Playwright test, enter. Okay, so it says that 3 tests passed, but in fact we have 1 test, right? So basically what happens when we want to run this command, so we want to, in fact, this npx playwright test command, so we want to write this config file, right? So we are going to do here some small modification, because under project label, we have configuration for 3 browsers. So that's why we have here 3 tests. So for now, we don't need to run our test on 3 browsers. We can stay with 1 browser. We want to do our test very fast. So I can comment out these 2 browsers by using Ctrl/. So now test should run only on 1 browser. So let's check that. Okay, great. So it says our 1 test pass. It took over 3 seconds. So we can see a report from the test by copying this and pasting here. And we are redirected to our test report. It says that all our tests passed. In fact, 1 test, it took over 3 seconds. So we can also click here, and we can see all the details of our test, all the methods that were performed, and the time that it took. Okay, so this is the report. So okay, so we have still some server running with our report. So to close that, I need to use Ctrl+C. Yes, okay. So by default, Playwright runs tests in a headless mode, but if for some reasons we would like to see the browser during the test, to keep an eye on test, to see exactly what is going on, so we can do that by using command npx playwright test headed. Okay. Okay, so test was very fast, but we could notice that the browser was open, right? So that's great. When it comes to reports, so there's one more way to see them, not only from terminal and using this npx playwright show report command, but also we can find a test report in our catalogs on the left. So under playwright report, we have index.html file, which we can open by right-click. Reveal in File Explorer, double click, and we are redirected to our test report. This is pretty the same, very similar to the previous one. So this is nice to remember, right? So the report from the test will always wait for us in our catalogs. We don't have to always run it from terminal and using command, okay? So now let's get back to our test, because here we can already do some small refactor. Okay, so let's again take a look what we have here. So we are going to source demo page. We're clicking on username field. We fill it with data. So this click we can remove because this fill method will do both, right? So it will find username field, click on that and fill it with data. Okay, so we can get rid of that. And the same situation with password field, because we also click on that and fill it with data. So I can remove that. Okay, and next thing, selectors. They are not bad, but I know they can be better. They can be more pretty. They can be shorter. So perhaps if I would leave it as it is and send it to code review, I could get the comment, please correct your selector. So let's do that quickly. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So I have ID here, so that's great. So we're going to create CSS selector. So how to create CSS selectors is a different topic, but if you want to catch element using CSS selector and it contains ID, so we need to use hash. So I will quickly verify if what I want to use is proper. Oops. Okay. Okay, so this is highlighted, so it found the element, so this is proper one, so I can copy this, get back here and paste. Okay. And now password field. So again, we have ID, so the selector will be very similar. Okay, login button. ID also. And one last thing, products label. So we need to log in. Yeah, so we have here class, so the selector will be a bit different. So we need to use dot. Okay, and here also we need to change it to locator because we are not getting the element by text anymore. Locator, okay, and one last thing, we need to add assertion to be sure that we landed on proper page. So we need to add assertion, and let's start with await. So almost all methods in Playwright use await because all tools that are based on Node are asynchronic, right? So which means that they are not coordinated in time. So basically all the methods can be run at the same time, or for example, the second method can be run before the first one. So it obviously will cause failures. That's why we need to use await, which basically means that we will wait with performing this particular method until this one, the previous one, is finished. Okay, so await, expect. So we are expecting that this element to have text, and the text was, I think, products. Yes, okay. Okay. So this is our code or our test after small refactor. I think it looks much better. We got rid of excessive code. Our selectors are shorter, are more pretty. So now let's see if it works. Okay. Okay, so test passed, so our refactor was successful, that's great. So when it comes to running tests, so far we could do that by using terminal and command npx playwright test, but there's also one more way to do that, very nice. So for that, we need to add some playwright extension. So let's go to extensions view. And here I'm going to type in playwright. So we can see here that we have a lot of items with Playwright logo, so we need to verify them carefully because we want to get the safest one. And this one at the top seems to be a good choice because it comes from Microsoft, it has 4.5 star, it has many numbers of downloads, and it also must be exactly called Playwright Test for VS Code. So let's install this. Okay, and on the left, we can see that there is one more icon that appeared, which is called testing. So let's open it. And here we have already our example spec file. This is our test file, the same as we have here, right? So now we are able to run our test from here by clicking on this play button. Okay, so our test passed. It is displayed here. Also, it is displayed with this green icon in our test file. So also we can run our test directly from test file by clicking also on this play button. Okay, so our test pass, it is again marked with this green icon. To get rid of this icon, we can just simply click on refresh test button and it will disappear. And also this test explorer has a very nice option, I think, which is called go to test, right? So we can jump from directly from here from test explorer to our test. It is helpful, for example, in case we have many tests and some failures. I'm not sure if it will be that clearly visible now, but I will try to create some new tests. Okay, I need to change the names. 3 and 4, and I will break 2 of them. Okay. Okay, and let's run all of them. Yeah, so 2 of our tests fail, so we can jump directly from here to the test that fail, right? So we don't have to, this is very nice because we don't have to, in case of any failures, we don't have to get back here, right, and look for our test file and look for our test that failed. So we can do it directly from here. Okay, so now Maya is going to show you some nice additional feature that Playwright offers, which is called Trace Viewer.
Yeah, exactly. So now I will take the screen to present. Okay, do you see my screen now?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so the first thing is that I wanted to show you the report. We will run the report. Okay, and of course, 3 of our tests passed, but 1 of them failed. And we really want to see why did it happen. We can see the nice report here. This is the Playwright test report, and we see exactly what is going on here, right? So we have 3 tests that passed, 1 test that failed, and we want to check why. Okay, so we have like errors here, we have test steps, and we have traces. It looks okay, but it might look better. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So first of all, we have to go back to our Visual Studio Code and go to Playwright config TS. And here we have something called trace, like you already saw in our report, but we can add something else. We can add the video and we can add the screenshot. So if we want to add the video, our Visual Studio Code is smart enough to give us options, and we wanted to see retain on a failure because we wanted to see what happened when our test failed, and we wanted to see just test that failed. So we can choose that option, and we also wanted to see the screenshots, of course, when our test failed. Because we don't want to see the screenshots of all of the tests. It might make a difference when you have like 4 tests. So this is basically not a difference at all. But when you have like 500 of tests, this is really a better way to deal with that problem. Okay, so I saved that. And now I can go back to my terminal. And I can run the test again. Okay, we have to wait like several seconds for that. And now we can see another test report, right? And now this is when the magic is here. Okay, so first of all, we can see the errors again, but we can see also test steps, the screenshot of our web page. We can see the traces, and we can see also the video. When we play the video, we can see exactly what is going on here. So when we put the data and we are waiting for the 5 seconds, because we have like 5 seconds timeout in our test. So we were waiting for 5 seconds to see the products page. But luckily, unfortunately, that test failed because we had some troubles with the assertions. And now we are going to the best thing that like Playwright is giving us, Trace Viewer. Look at this amazing thing. First of all, we can see the test, the exact name of our test. I call it test 2, but yeah, you can call it whatever you want. This is our name of our test. Here we have every single action that we did in our test. And here we have a timeline. So we basically can see second after second what we did in our test. Look at this. Like now this page is not even with us yet, but here we have like username, password, then we log in, then we log in, and then we are on our page, and we can see every action that we took here. And we can even see like here we expect to have text locator title. We are waiting for locator to be this good one that we choose, and we are waiting for this for 5 seconds, and we see everything on a timeline. This is really nice, and I really like it. But anyway. On the left side, we have actions, and we can also click via action. So first we can see the page, our web page. Then we wanted to fill the locator. We wanted to fill the password. We are click the login button, and we even see the red dot. So this is exactly the place that we clicked in. And then we are waiting for exact this product's name, not other product's name, because it's a product page, so products can be everywhere, right? We can see exactly what we are expected and where we are expecting for this. Unfortunately, this failed, and we can see later. We can see why, but this is not just it. Look at here. Here we wanted to click the login button, but we forgot what we wanted to do before it, what we did before it. So here we have an action. So action was clicking on login button, but before we didn't even click here yet. We just stopped filling the password input, right? But after, we are already on our page. So we can basically see every action, and we can see exactly what we did before and exactly what happened later when we did that action. So this is really helpful and really amazing thing for us. Another amazing thing in this trace viewer is that, for example, we wanted to see some locator, and we don't want to like go back to our view. We just wanted to see this here. So we can click on the locator, and for example, just choose it, choose everything that we want on our page, and then we see get by text products. We can see this is the locator of one of the pictures here. So we can basically choose everything, and we can see it on the on our console. Another thing is that we have call here, so we can see exact time of when we start to do our test. We can see exact locator. We can see parameters here. Another thing is log, that when we wanted to see something, we wanted to check something, we can click via for all of our page, and then we can see what we did here. So we were waiting for the locator, we were waiting for the element to be visible, to be clickable. We can see of our test history here. We also have errors here, so we can also see what happened in our test. So we wanted to have products, but we broke our test, so we had products. That's why our test failed. So this is the expected string, and received string was correct, so that's why our test failed. Another thing is the console, so we can see all the console here, and this is the game changer. For me, because normally I'm working as a backend tester, this is the most amazing stuff ever, because I have proper console here. Like, I mean, come on, this is the network. I can see everything here. I can see every endpoint that I used, and with proper method and proper status, and even the content type. I mean, really, this is really helpful, because Playwright is the tool for front-end testing, but come on, we are all testers, right? So we can sometimes we check the backend, sometimes we check the front end. So this is really helpful. It's like the really full stack testing tool. This is pretty nice. And another thing is the source. The source is basically the source of our test. So this is really nice time saver, because when your test failed, you don't have to go back to your Visual Studio code. You don't have to go back to your code and to look at it and to do some searching to find which test was that test that failed. You can check it here. You can check exactly what you did here. So you can see everything. This is your proper normal code. And another amazing thing that is also really time saving when we are working on a team, that here we have the attachments, and we have screenshots like I showed you before, and we also have video, and we can easily download it. So thanks to that, we can add this file later when we wanted to report the bug. So you can put it easily to Jira, and your developers will know, because it's really nice. I think that this is the nicest way when you, for example, report the bug. So you can also put the video, and you can also put the screenshot for example, to Jira, and developer knows exactly what is going on here. And this is really the nicest way to report the bug, and everything is correct. Everything is really understandable then. I didn't tell you one thing that I supposed to do at the beginning. Me, like a lot of people in IT sector, I wear glasses. So I think that this is really important thing to take care of our eyes. So here you can even change the mode. Of course, I prefer my mode to be dark, and I recommend you do the same thing. So this is the first thing that saves our eyes. Another thing is that like you see here, this is really small. People like us also have a problem with our backs. So no worries, we can see it in a normal size. This is basically the Playwright Trace Viewer tool. This is really pretty amazing, and I really like to use that tool because it has almost everything, basically everything that a tester needs in our normal work. Now we can go back to our presentation. And now I just one sip of water. Now I will tell you more things about advantages and disadvantages of using Playwright. But I think that now you can see that there are, of course, more advantages of using them than disadvantages. But let's start from the beginning. Okay, so like we showed you, the first thing is cross-browser support. Playwright supports multiple browsers like Chromium, like Firefox, like WebKit, and it's really helpful according to that kind of situation when you have like a client who wanted to have all the tests in all the platforms, in all the browsers, in, for example, 1 week, because you are the best, you can do it, of course. Playwright really can help you with that. Like Marta showed you at the beginning, just one click and you have like 3 tests on 3 different browsers. And this is still just one test and one click of the button. So this might be pretty amazing. Another thing is like the headless mode. Of course, it also is really time saving because you can run your test in the headless mode, so you don't have to look at your browser. But of course, if you wanted to do that, you can use the headed mode and you can see everything then. But of course, you can go back to it later in this trace viewer because you have the video and you have the screenshots of everything that you did. Another thing is auto-wait. Auto-wait is really important according to, I don't know if we have any Selenium or Cypress lovers here, but I did it once. I mean, like I was using these tools and my code was not such a good as I wanted this to be, because in every single line I had to wait for other elements. Like literally, I had a comment, I had like the line of the code, one line of the code, and then I have like wait for the element to be clickable. Then I have something else, and then wait for blah blah. And basically, my 10 line test was 20 lines because of 10 waits between everything that I did here. Playwright is that amazing that you don't have to wait for the elements because Playwright did it on the background. Like you don't have to use any explicit or implicit wait at all. Playwright did it for you, and you don't even see this. So this is pretty amazing. And what is more, like I told you, I normally use, I normally test backend. So for me, it's also really important that I can mock some data here, and I can use. So my tests aren't. Rely on backend states. I can mock the data easily here, so it's also really helpful when you have to like do some backend frontend tests too. Yeah, and we don't want this presentation to be just we are not just fangirls of Playwright, so I'm gonna say some words about disadvantages. So the first thing is that this is brand new. Playwright has just 4 years now, so this is a really new tool. And of course, we still have this really powerful tools like Selenium, like Cypress. Also, the community of these other tools are bigger. But it's not just disadvantages because the community of Playwright is getting stronger and stronger and has more people here, because it's really cool tool, and I think that it will be growing fast really soon. Another thing is the documentation. Of course, Cypress and Selenium has better documentation now, but I'm sure that it's just a matter of time when Playwright will be the boss of it all. Another thing is that you cannot use it for mobile testing, and for us in our world, it's really important to do mobile tests too. But Playwright doesn't offer that option, but I'm sure that it doesn't offer that option yet. So I think, again, that this is just a matter of time when we can conduct the tests by Playwright on mobile testing too. Okay, so basically, this is everything from our side. Really, thank you for the attention. And now I think this is the time for your questions. Do you have any questions for us?
So if people have questions, they will need to go to YouTube and put it in the live section comments, which we'll be waiting. We can give it a couple minutes for the questions and we can see if anything appears. Do tell me, where did you get the knowledge that dark screen is better for your eyes than light screen? Is that something that you
Yes,
realized, or did someone tell you?
This is my my experience, because I'm always like my eyes are red and my head is aching after, for example, 8 hours of working. And when I have like a dark mode, I can work for 10 or 12, but yeah, maybe
Oh no.
we all just should working for the 8 hours, and
Thank
that's
you.
it. But, of course, our hobbies are also like after the work, we also wanted to do something on our computer, and that's why we spent more than 8 hours in front of our computer. But yeah, basically my eyes and my head are feeling so much better when I'm looking at the dark screen.
But also I read an article which says that dark, in general, anything dark is better for your eyes than these light ones, because I don't know why, but I think maybe because of I don't know what.
It's not as in your
more
face.
friendly, yes, to your
Yeah.
eyes. Maybe not that.
Maybe it has less this HEF filter, this blue light, something like that. Maybe it has less of it, but I'm not really good at
Maybe.
colors, so I'm not sure what has more blue and what has less blue, because yeah, white and black, it has
One
almost...
of them is all the colors and one of them is none of the colors combined.
Exactly, yeah, but I'm not sure which one is what.
Oh, it says that it's easier on the eyes. The dark mode is easier to on the eyes than the stark, bright white screen.
Oh, so yeah. So that was the truth.
Okay.
But also using a dark screen requires your pupils to dilate, which can make it harder to focus on the screen. Ah.
Really? I'm focused. No worries.
So basically the conclusion is we shouldn't stay in front of our laptops for more than 8 hours, regardless of dark screen or light, dark mode or light mode.
This is the best conclusion. You're right.
Okay, girls. So I see we have no questions. I think we can stop this session. Yay!
Yay. And we can stop working after 8 hours. So perfect.
Yes, absolutely. Ladies, thank you so much for taking the time today to share with us your experience and your knowledge. And we say goodbye to our audience.
Goodbye.
And see you next week.
Thank you for the attention. That was the pleasure to conduct.
A pleasure to us,
for you.
yes. To meet with you.
Yeah, so we thank you again, and hope to see you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.